A little while back, thanks to a 24-hour live stream, I exposed you all to the world of Tantherim, and now I'd like to expose myself again. Tantherim, the Ruxpin Codices. Welcome to the island world of Tantherim. This is a different D&D world than what you're used to. Think of it as a Elseworlds tale. Now the names and the creatures will be familiar to you, but you'll come to see them in a new way. Now, the rules are the same for the most part, but you may find the world to be a little bit more tame than what you would expect. Well, as long as you stay on the inside of the Tantherim Red Line. The twin islands that make up this land have only been settled by its current inhabitants for about 3 centuries, give or take a decade. Some of its earliest occupants could still be out there somewhere, enjoying the spoils of being the first generation to tame a wild landscape. Well, tame most of it. Again, mind the Red Line. Tantherim's royal family abdicated control of the rule of the laws of the land over 100 years ago. Instead, they created a parliament of 5, voted in and out on a rotating basis. Each person serving no more than 5 years consecutively. The longest tenured among them holds the office of Burgermeister, or President. Parliamentary Tantherim is housed on the West Island and acts as the capital, while Royal Tantherim is located on the East Isle. That holds a purely ceremonial position. There's a long bridge that connects the two, and that bridge is well-traveled and quite safe, obviously. Having never been invaded or threatened from the outside, Tantherim has no concept or a need for a large military. However, there are regional and local law enforcement regiments that keep the peace. Led by Senny Morris, nicknamed the Bombastic Goliath, head of the Tantherim Guard, and most recently elected Member of Parliament. His calls for order are generally heeded. All manner of humanoid roam the land, none having any greater station than the other, well, unless you count the royal family. King Reginald and Queen Trisilla Tanth are well loved by most people. However, their duties nowadays have been relegated to organizing and hosting parties and opening up many bardic expositions that pop up across the land, and just generally mingling and having a good time with the people that supported them for so long. Sons Tristan and Horace rarely enter the spotlight. However, the same can't be said for Bentley, the favorite son of the Tanths. Handsome and charming, he is almost never found at the palace, choosing instead to spend his days out gallivanting around town amongst his people. Blonde hair and abs for days, he is unusually strong for an elf, and he is not afraid to show it. Rounding out the children is the lone male outcast of the group, Denorcus, the adopted dragonborn son of the Tanths. Now some say the king adopted him out of a pity on a unfortunate dragonborn family, and some say it was just due to the queen's inability to have any more children. But whatever the reason, so few people have seen him. In fact, those who have seen him may not even know it. It's rumored that during events, the royal family thinks so highly of him that they make him stand amongst the crowd. In fact, not even a picture of him hangs in the palace. The Tanth sisters, Sylvia and Dwaylen, are also not fond of the spotlight, but for different reasons. Dwaylen, because of her stout frame and unfortunate lisp, and Sylvia, because of her preoccupation with her work with the Church of Elestre, and for her engagement to the drow cleric Zestra. Now there's one of the names you may have heard, Elestre. Yes, the goddess of music and art has finally won over the hearts of the drow, and they have a much brighter future for it. But not only the drow. Elestre is so well revered that she has become the most prominent goddess in all of Tantherim, and the temple's female-led drow priestesses are held in the highest regard. For as settled as the world seems, things are about to get a lot more interesting. A new consumer product has just been brought to market for general use. It's called Ambrosia. It's used as an additive in almost everything. Even being able to substitute for certain spell components, it is all the rage on the island of West Tantherim, and as it slowly makes its way east, questions of its origin and true makeup begin to arise, and the answers may not be as simple as one would hope. As with any good tale worth telling, there will be secrets lying just below the surface waiting to be unearthed. A collision between the land's hidden origins and optimistic present will lead to a dangerous and uncertain future. And that's just what's happening on the inside of the Red Line. And now, it's time to meet our players. Starting off the first part of our adventure, we've got the incomparable Gray playing the part of Zestra the Collector. the half-drow light cleric, priestess of Elestri. She is betrothed to Sylvia of the House Tanth. Burke the Nerd, playing the part of Denorcus Tanth, the dragonborn adopted son and much maligned male member of the royal family. Denorcus always believes there's a greater mystery to be solved, and he's going to solve it. And Zestra, ever appreciative of all things that deal with love, light, and art. She's always on the lookout for new finds, new treasures that exist out there in the world. Later on, you'll be introduced to members of the third most successful detective agency in Tantherim, the Greywater Syndicate, led by Lisa, who will be playing Arliss, the Tiefling Rogue, Russell Wells, who will be playing the part of Tam Teolath, the Triton Moon Druid, and Steve, who will be playing Wraith, the Human Warrior. Later on in the series, you get to meet Captain Pennsylvania, playing the part of the Jester, Oren Epstein, who may or may not be all that he seems. Dark Mosh, playing a all too familiar bounty hunter. Landon Dubes, better known as Boulder Doobies, is going to be playing the part of Rexicast, the Tiefling Warlock. He's a shy kind of guy, but he makes his presence felt when needed. And rounding out the cast is Matt Christensen, playing the part of Egon, the rogue halfling. Egon has a thing for mold spores and funguses, and sandwiches. So those are characters you will get to know throughout this wild journey that we had. I hope you enjoyed this little sneak peek into the world of Tantherim, the Ruxpin Codices. Look forward to episode 1 coming out soon, and subsequent episodes to follow. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.